Hey, Sketty. Not sure why your brain is fried, but I certainly hope that does improve. Appreciate you stopping in and saying hello. We got Cecil. Hey, Cecil. Hope you're doing good this morning. Iron Ram Fish Company. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, Warren. Appreciate you guys coming in. Good to see you. Just got done feeding the fish. Give them a little something extra, trying different things like, you know, um, I tried these. Trying to get rid of this bag. I've been working on it. They seem to like it. Hey, Webbs. Good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. Always good to see you. Hey, Cheryl. Good to see you. So, what's the topic of today's live stream? Well, if you watch the trailer, it has everything to do with what do we do in emergencies and power outages. Over the last 3.5 years of being on YouTube, I've noticed a lot of people having struggling with this subject, and that's what we're going to touch on today a little bit, and get your feedback and see what you guys do. Are you prepared? If you're not, what have you been waiting for? I'm pretty sure everybody in this chat room that's been keeping fish, they've been keeping it longer than 5 years being in the hobby. And if you've been keeping fish longer than 5 years and you're not prepared for emergency situation, that's on you. And that's what we're going to talk about. So what do you guys do? You got some battery backups, you got some generators, spare air pumps, battery operated air pumps, stocked up on food. Before a storm's coming, did we go ahead and do our water changes? Things like that. What do you guys do in preparation? Because we know weeks in advance when something's coming. A lot of people, I think, tend to take it lightly and don't take it seriously, and then it's too late. Most recent example was this winter storm that hit North Carolina and a lot of places, which is unheard of for the area, and brought a lot of ice and snow and caused a lot of power outages. So, what do you guys do? The recipe you shared gave me a diarrhea. Great, great. Well, you know what? At Fun Games, honestly, it's good to do that every once in a while. It cleans you out. You know what I mean? So if you had diarrhea, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome, sir or ma'am. JPG, morning to you, sir. Yeah, a good detox every once in a while is a fantastic thing to do. Diarrhea, welcome every day. Welcome to my world. UFC Spacey. It's funny. Good to see you. Appreciate. I like to see new faces. Really coming in. If anybody knows me, I really enjoy having fun and humor. So I welcome anybody. I have a few battery packs that can get up to 7 hours. If power is still out, I go to the old faithful petrol generator. Yep, me too. Hey, Tarek. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in, but at least you're prepared, Webs. You have a plan in place for that situation. I don't use the battery operated air pumps. They're okay if you're moving fish and you're not going to have them for a long while. They don't last. They're not really a good thing to have. In a small pinch, they will work, but I don't put my full trust in those. Hey, pal, good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. I have battery backup air pumps in my generator. I make sure I have fuel at home and run my generator to keep aquariums for a day or two. Exactly. And that's a common mistake right there, Warren, too. A lot of people, when you have generators, it's not just having it, you got to maintain it too. You got to take care of it. You can have, if you read the manual, when you have a generator, and it's just common sense as well, you have to pull that bad boy out once every 3 months and run it for 30 minutes to keep it running. Anything that sits too long, anything, even us, it's unhealthy. We get stiff, you name it. We creak, we need oil on our hinges. It's no different for a generator. You got to bust it out every 3 months. You got to run it for 30 minutes. When you're done running it, you need to drain the gas out. You don't want the gas to sit in those little carburetors because by the time, if you do that, you don't take time to gum it up or get it out, it gums up and it won't run for you. So a generator is nothing to be lazy with on maintenance. You need to take care of them. You need to do what you got to do to run them. Every 3 hours when you're using it, you need to shut it down, or it's something like every 3 to 5 hours or more for a hard use, constant running. You need to stop it, change the oil, and then fire it up again. These things will work for you if you take care of them. If you look at Jeremy over at Aquarium Domain, he was fully 100% prepared for this storm coming in, and I give props to him. He put that video out. He had a line of kerosene, the clean K1 kerosene that has no odor and it burns cleaner. He had a bunch of cans of kerosene ready to go with kerosene heaters to heat that room. You can do things like that. Kerosene heaters are cheap. You don't need to spend a crap ton of money to be prepared, especially if you're already doing it. You're already prepared. You have things in line. So when it comes down to it, you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars. You're already prepared. Be prepared throughout the year. And that's why I say if you've been keeping fish for more than 5 years, and at this point, if you're not prepared for an emergency, that's negligence. Really, that's on you. And I'm not trying to be rude or mean or ignorant, but it's the truth. And sometimes the truth first makes us mad, but at the end, you know it's true. And you only have yourself to blame for that. You don't have to go out and spend $18,000 to $20,000 on a whole house generator. If you want to do that and you can do it, by far the best absolute way to set yourself up. Because here's the thing, I don't like battery backups because they're okay for a few hours, but then they're going to need to be charged. If you don't have power, you can't charge them. You might as well put your money into a good generator because you got to run your house anyways, not just your fish room. You got to run your entire house. You got to keep the fridge running. You got to keep your food good. You've got to be able to run. Maybe I can run an AC with mine. Heater's pushing it because the heat and elements just drive way too many watts, way too many amps. But I can run in the summertime. If we lost power, I can run my AC unit and keep everybody nice and cool. But here's my procedure. When the power goes out, you go to your panel, you shut every breaker off. If you didn't know, the most amps drawn from any device is on startup. It's called like a full load inrush. When it first starts, that's when it draws the most amp draws. So you only need to power the things you have that are important that you need. Maybe in the fish room, what I would do is I'd go around and unplug every one of my canister filters, and I'd only be running my central air to run sponge filters, keep the air movement going, get the water gas exchange keep happening. The least load you can put on a generator, the better, because the least gas it'll use, so your gas will last longer. These things you got to think about before something happens. And only maybe have a fan running in the summertime. If you got heat, maybe with that generator, you can run some heaters. You can heat 1 or 2 rooms with a single heater instead of trying to heat the whole house where you have a place to stay warm for you and your pets. You don't have to rush out and buy a whole house Generac automatic start generator. If you can do that, great. If I want to do it, I'd love to do it. But you don't need to do that. There is affordable generators that you can purchase. Mine's from Harbor Freight, and I bought it back in 2016, and it's still running good because I take the steps to maintain it and take care of it. And I have ran this house. I've got a whole house plug. I just bring it out. I have an earth ground in the ground ready to go where I hook a cable to it for safety. In case there's something goes wrong, it gives the electric a place to go into the earth, straight to the earth. There's a stud right on these generators for that. Take the time to set that situation up. Plug it in, and then I just turn on the breakers that I need because my panel is correctly labeled. I know what goes to what. Another thing you got to take your time to do before an emergency happens, know what breakers power what. And then you just turn on what you need. Leave off everything you don't need. Do not suck down crap you don't freaking need. The less load on the generator, the longer the gas lasts, and the easier time that generator has to help you through this. Powell said, I just bought some battery backup air pumps to sell at an expo. I tested on one, and it was 18 hours on it all the time. It run over 40 on intermittent. That is fantastic. That is a great device right there to have because it's worthwhile. Most of these battery backup systems you buy are really expensive, like the Jackery boxes, the one that I can't remember that one that Trent Traveler got free to promote. It is awesome, but these things are thousands of dollars. And at the end of the day, by the time he's done with a 1 or 2 day camping trip, he's done. There's no more juice. You got to recharge. A generator can run run for days and days. Just keep putting the fuel in it, change the oil every 5 or whatever hours of run time, fire it back up and keep going. And you're running an entire house, not just one or two or three things. And you don't have to spend crap tons of money. You can get a decent generator for $400 to $500. I think when mine was all said and done, it was $1,000, but I also had to get a wheel kit for it. I got the battery start for it, which I wish I would have never done, because unless you're going to maintain that thing with like a solar battery maintainer, they die. You got to charge it. If you don't have a charger to charge it, it's worthless. So that's money that I think I didn't need to spend on that generator, and it would have been under $1,000. And of course, I did get the plug to plug it into the whole house plug and all that stuff, but still, $1,000 for a generator is a far cry from 18 to 20,000 for a whole house generator, and you'll be okay. You don't need it. Cheryl says, "Oh, hey Tim, good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in, my friend." Cheryl says, "I have a few battery air pumps if needed, but if things get real bad, I go borrow the Jenny from my dad. He always has extras in case someone needs one." And that's great. There you go. Generator. Webb says the battery operated air pumps are okay, but I would personally just use my generator. It was more practical and reliable. However, I maintain it once a month yeah, exactly. And Webb's, you take the steps to maintain it. You can't just buy these things, use it, leave the gas in it, set it in the fridge. 2 years later, you need it, and it doesn't start. Well, whose fault's that? Just like people complain about canister filters leaking all the time. When's the last time you cleaned and lubed the seals? Whose fault's that? Cheryl says, luckily I have a couple blocks from the city public works in one direction and the town square government buildings in the other. Power rarely stays off for more than a couple hours. And that's sweet. But you know what? Your food in your fridge will probably be okay in a couple hours, Cheryl, but I don't think that we've researched this any more in a couple hours. You're going to have trouble. The first time you open that fridge, let that cold air out and warm air in after 2 hours. You're going to have to eat all your food up. So you need something that's going to run longer. Paul says they're not expensive. They run and charge with USB. One's 20,000 milliamp hours bank. 20,000 is a big MAH. Bank can change it twice. You don't have to turn it off, so it will run a very long time. Yeah, I like those, Paul. If you haven't, do a video on those, Paul. I'd like to see what you got there. That's decent. I have 2 generators, and I bought a Jackery Explorer 500. I made a couple of battery boxes for a lot cheaper. They're not hard to make. Exactly. And so you got Paul here taking the steps to be prepared, looking into the things that actually work. And here's a trick: extend your generator's gas supply. If you have a solar generator like the Jackery or something homemade, you run your generator. You run your generator, charge them up. Yeah, exactly. You can use a generator to charge your battery backups for sure. And then when you're on a generator charge, and when you're on your generator charge up and use it to the maximum its capabilities, this will be much more gas efficient than just having it on and only having you use half of its power. True. That is true as well. Let me read this again. And when you're on your generator, charge up and use it. Charge. What are you talking about? Charge what up? Charge up and use it. Maximum its capabilities. This will be much more gas efficient than just having it only having use it. That's true. I agree with you, and I don't agree with you in certain aspects, pal. I know what you're saying. Instead of having something running at half capability, you were talking about running at full capability. So you're saying turn a little bit more breakers on and run some things, maybe run some fans and things like that. But at the same size, you got to remember this. At the same time, if you're using the max capabilities of your generator and it's out there running, and then your AC kicks on. Have you ever heard one of these generators when the AC kicks on? It really puts a draw on generators. And if you're already maxing it out with other crap that you really don't need, you could trip it out, shut it down. So you got to be careful. But you're right in what you say, but I think you still got to be careful and balancing your load and understanding how much stuff you're running, what the full maximum capability of that generator is. You don't want to overload it either. That can be a problem. And the more load you have on it, the more gas is used. And the problem with that, you're saying I understand why you're saying it's more efficient, but at the same time, you got to make sure that you're getting the max use out of the gas you have, because if you run out of gas and there's a power outage, you're not getting no more. So hopefully you stocked up on enough. I think I keep 25, 30 gallons of gas on hand, ready to go. And it's happened here. I've had to run my generator for like 3 hours. We just lost power one time. I think it was in the summertime, 3 hours. And I'm glad I had it running. Hey, Pete Tag, good to see you, buddy. To charge up the solar chargers, I got you. And that's a great idea. And you got Powell over here taking it a step further, where he's using both of them in tandem to get the best maximum outcome. That's fantastic. Powell says, I'm planning on going live at some point and talking about this, and that might be later today. Okay, I'll be looking out for that, Mark. That's pretty cool. That'll be a great subject. Oh, I don't have a generator big enough to run my air conditioner here. See, I do. I got one that'll run my AC, but I don't have one that'll run the heater. That's where I think it's worth the wow if you can do it. And if you can't do it, you have years you can save to buy the best possible thing. And that is one of those whole house dual fuel generators, a generator that you can run off gas and say propane or natural gas if you have natural gas at your house. The best thing you can do is have a backup plan, a generator like that can run off different resources. So if one runs out, boom, you're good. You got a freaking propane tank there. You turn the valve, you switch the switch. Now you're running that generator off a different fuel source and you're still good to go for a while. These are things that I think a lot of people just don't think about, and then it gets them, bites them in the butt, and they're like, oh, woe is me. Well, no, not oh, woe is you. Oh, woe is you've had years to prepare, years, and you chose to buy other things. I get it. It's not fun. You want to buy the fun stuff, but you've had years and years and years to prepare for emergencies, and you didn't do it. And now we're crying about it. No. Spend a little bit of time and spend some of that money on having a plan. I've had a generator on for 36 hours and it's been fine. When you maintain something consistently, it will always be reliable and run well. If you don't maintain, you are in deep trouble. Exactly. You're going to go to it and it's not going to start up. And you're going to wonder why, and you're going to find that your carburetor's all fouled up because you never drained the gas out of it. It tarnished in there. Yep. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. So great. I love the chat is buzzing by. We're having great subjects. So I've heard from a lot of you and what you do. And I don't know if I said, hey, 186, but appreciate you coming in, buddy. I saw you a while back there. It's been flapping my gums. We know what Powell does. We know what Webbs does. We know what Cheryl does. What else? Everybody else? What do you guys do? Are you prepared? Have you let this slip by? Have you let it slip through your fingers? If you have, you need to try to put aside $5 a paycheck, $10 a paycheck, whatever you can do. If anything, you don't care if it's $2. $2 adds up in the savings account over years. It might take longer, and then that's going to be your emergency fund. And then once you save up enough to get a generator, it's by far the best way to go. It's going to serve not only your fish room, but it's also going to serve your entire house, which you have to do anyways. Let's say your power goes out for 2 weeks because of a horrendous natural disaster. What are you going to be worried about the most? Your fish room or you and your family? There's Scotty coming. Hey, buddy. Running late. That's all right. I appreciate you, buddy. Me and Scotty was texting back and forth talking about this a little bit prior. So that's my spiel with being prepared. And are you prepared? If not, have I kind of pushed you and motivated you to be prepared? And that's the whole point of this. It's easy to forget the stuff you don't want to do and you just want to spend the money and time on the stuff you want to do. I get it. But, man, don't get caught with your pants down in an emergency. It's so avoidable. And in today's day and age, with different advances in technology and battery backups and things we've got now, There's so many more options and more cost effective options. I watch a lot of these van lifers on YouTube. I love watching them. Trent the Traveler is my favorite. I've mentioned him earlier. Mentioned him before. He recently upgraded his whole van to a 48-volt system using those Battleborn batteries, and he's got. I learn a lot watching those situations or watching those videos. And of course, you watch one, you see all the others, and they all do it differently. Plus, I've already known about most of this stuff. There's so many cool things you can get now to help run your fish room and help run your house in an emergency. It's ridiculous, and you do not have to go broke getting them. My dad says to only use ethanol free gas in the Jennies. The corn sugars and the ethanol will eventually build up and cause blockages. Yeah, right. Ethanol free. I mean, just look. What if you eat high cholesterol foods your whole life? What's going to happen to your arteries? They're going to eventually clog up. So I see what he's saying. He's 100% correct. A whole house generator is difficult because of extreme flooding issues with just a couple inches of rain. I sure could put it on a pedestal. Yeah, you could put it on a pedestal. You could raise that up. I mean, every area is different. Every environment's different. Every situation is different, but there's something for everybody to be prepared that you can purchase that works for you. So if you've been keeping fish long enough, if you've been a homeowner long enough, I put a 5-year starting point. If end point. If you for 5 years, if you don't got something in line, you've got to do something now. Not all generators are created equal. Always try to get one that is an inverter generator. They produce clean power for sensitive electronics. Right, sine wave, true. What is that pile? You got true sine wave, sine wave. You're 100% right. You've got. I can't remember how this works, but you got true sine wave, and like what Pyle's saying right there. If you're trying to run sensitive electronics, say you charge your phone or something like that, it's not going to harm it as much as the non-inverter generators because it's too wacky. The waves are too wacky, so to speak, and it can damage things. I've read on that and researched that a little bit. I just can't remember all the freaking terms of it. It's too long ago. Man, I'm not wore out, but we've only been live 23 minutes, and what an active live stream so far. Really enjoying it. At one point, it looked like we had like 45 people in here. That was awesome. And chat's just flying by, and I love all this input that you guys are doing. So another thing to be prepared for, if we know weeks in advance when something's coming. Don't take it lightly. I like watching Ryan Hall, y'all, and another guy out of Charlotte. I almost like watching them better than I like watching the Weather Channel, and because they put content out all the time. It's always there. You're not waiting for the damn commercials and all that stuff, but we know weeks in advance when something's coming. Don't take it lightly. Get prepared. There's no excuse not prepared. Oh, yeah, hit that like button, peeps. Yeah, we had like 40, 45 people in here at one point, and it's only 7 likes. Hit the like button. Help me get this out. Get this up. Get this up. God's sakes. Or I'll come find you. Yeah, in the wintertime, as far as running heaters, I cannot run my furnace on my generator. I could run my hot water heater, but I would have to disconnect one heating element to make that happen. In the wintertime, if we lost power, what I would have to do is just put like one of those little heaters. Radiant most likely is the best way. One in a room, so if you get cold, you can take all your heat one room or 2 rooms, so you can stay warm instead of trying to heat the entire house. If in extreme cases, I mean, the goal is to keep the entire house warm. You don't want water lines to freeze up and things like that. But my next, when I can, my next purchase is going to be a whole house generator. I'd like to get one of them Generacs, come out here, hook it up, have the automatic turn on. You have to go out here and hit the transfer switch. Of course, you need to interlock to be safe. Um, in my case, I can plug in my generator. You have to make sure all the breakers are off, and you make sure the main breaker's off, and you don't ever touch that main breaker until you know the power's back on. When the power's back on, then you shut that generator off, you shut the breaker off to that generator, and you make sure you are not feeding that panel with a generator before you turn that main panel on, or you're going to backfeed and you're going to have an explosion. That's killed many people. You've got to be very careful when you're dealing with generators and panels. It's very important to be making sure if you need it and you don't trust yourself, get an interlock. So basically all an interlock is it makes it so the main breaker can't be turned on until the generator breaker is turned off. So you can never make that mistake. And it's for the people working on the power poles too. If you're back feeding power onto the system because of that, bad deal. I recommend never to use a dryer plug to feed the system from a generator. A lot of people do that. A lot of people have been doing it for years, but it is extremely and can be extremely dangerous. Yeah, dirty power, noise, electrical noise, so to speak. I got you, pal. You can also do a dead man cord, but they're very dangerous in several ways, but they can be a lifesaver if you know what you're doing. Yeah, dead man cord. Dead man cord. I think I know what you mean. I don't know if I've ever heard it said that way. When I got my first generator, I made a stupid mistake and left fuel in there for over 7 months, completely messed things up. Lesson learned. Yep. Nope. Yep. Every 3 months, you need to pull that generator out. You need to run it for 30 minutes, shut it down, drain the gas. I just, before this storm came around, I pulled it out, did that, ran it for 30 minutes, and then I went ahead because it's been a while since I changed the oil. Now I put some really good oil in it, but I went ahead and changed the oil too. And I was prepared. I had water. All I had to do was bust that bad boy out, connect it to earth ground, fire it up, and we're good to go. And when you're turning your breakers on, it's very important too. And this is just in your normal house. When you're running, let's say you're working in your house or you're running a generator, you're going to turn all the breakers off. Before you turn that main breaker on, make sure all your branch breakers are off. Branch breakers are all the ones the little ones. That's what they call them, branch breakers. Make sure they're all off. When you go ahead and turn your main breaker on, then you slowly turn each breaker on one by one and balance the phase when you do it. So turn one on the left, turn one on the right, all the way up. That way you slowly turn the power on, balanced across both bars. And instead of leaving them on and just shoving that main breaker on, you get one big old bam power surge. Not good. That's a lot of heat, a lot of draw, a lot of surge. So it's very important that when you turn them back on, you take your time doing that one at a time. You basically make a male connection on each end. Connect one to your generator and the other to the circuit in your house. You're talking about the dryer plug, I'm assuming. If you turn off the breakers, you will feed it back into the grid right. And commercial power will not come back into your generator that way, but having a male connector potentially with power on is not a good idea. And don't forget to add fuel stabilizers to your fuel for anything that's going to have fuel in it for any amount of time. And never use ethanol and anything that's going to sit for more than a week. Yep, like I said, all facts. It's 100% facts. Great information for the live stream. 100%. Definitely what you got to do, my man. Pyle knows. Pyle's not a dummy. He knows what he's doing. We have a group chat. Knowledgeable guy. I think between the three of us, me, Mark, and Jim, with our mechanical, electrical, and data capabilities, we could probably take over the world. I'm going to bet that. We could probably take over the world. Pretty sure. Might have to do that. I think what we're going to do is we're going to build our own community somewhere. We're going to buy some land. We're going to build our own community, and we're going to run it our way. and only normal people were allowed in. Yeah, we're gonna. So I think that's what we talked about doing. And it's all bushcraft. You want a house, you have to build it. And we're on the barter. There's no more money in our community. It's barter and trade. You do something this for me, I'll do this for you. That's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna live happily. And we're gonna grow it. We're gonna grow it. You'll be interviewed if you want in the community, things like that. That's what we're doing. It. Hardest thing is like trying to pick your toppings on a pizza. Is where are we gonna start this thing at? I ain't going to Texas, even though both two. See, we got two there. We're all spread over the place. So that's gonna be hard. Tim says, "How about this? No one coming to help move my two large aquariums, 91 tutty. Guess I have to hire two men, two men in a truck. Oh yeah, I know that company. So no one's coming to help you move your aquariums, huh? No one. So that's what I'm talking about. See, Tim, in our community, we would help each other, and it'd be like it used to be back in the day when neighbors helped each other and companies cared about you. Well, that's what we're going to create. So you wouldn't have no problem in our community getting help. Webbs came in with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate that. That's kind of you. That helps a lot. Great supporter of the channel. All you guys are, huh? Surprised you guys aren't sick of me yet. Probably are. Just doing it to be nice because you feel sorry for me. Mountaintop Fish. That's the name I haven't seen in a while. Coming in from Twitch. Good to see you, buddy. How are you? Hope everything's good with you. That was a high speed first half of the live stream. Great chat, great information, learned a lot. Really good. Yeah, sneaky. I fear you underestimate the sneakiness. Yeah, we're going to get rid of money in our community. We're not going to have it's going to be barter and trade. Well, money's the root of all evil. Just help each other out. Might be able to reach out to some of my local fish club, East Tennessee Aquatic Association. How's things going for you, Tim? How's all that process treating you? Obviously, not the best. No one wants to help. I hit the treadmill this morning. I was getting too heavy again. Get disgusted with myself, so I started hitting the treadmill and eating less portions and eating healthier. Makes you feel better losing that weight. I was on the treadmill this morning. Get to a point where I'm like, all right, that's enough. I can feel it here. When I put on weight, I can feel it right here in my neck. Of course, in the belly. So I'm slimming back down. It's hard to stick with sometimes, but you just got to do it. Got to get the meals coming. Got to get the strawberries, the bananas, the oatmeal, the egg whites, the whole grain breads, which I've never really stopped eating. Things like that. Eat less portions, eat less, move your body more. It's not a hard concept. Just got to stick with it. Man, eating healthy and working out is the dream, man. You feel way better. It is. You do. You feel better. And just, last time I ate was yesterday, and I can't remember what time that was, and I wasn't even hungry. And your stomach will eventually adapt and shrink, and you won't be as hungry as much more often. Not only is it healthier for you, you save money, you feel better, lighter on your feet. Get on that dang treadmill, eat those good foods, stop eating. And that's the thing, it's so expensive. Life's so expensive. To eat healthier, it costs more. How does that work? You're getting food with less crap in it, but yeah, they're gonna make you spend more to buy it. Kale. I like kale better than lettuce because my wife tells me lettuce is mostly water. And I like leaves. Dark leafy greens, very healthy for you. They call them superfoods. Spinach, kale, things like that, very good for you. And I'll just literally make a salad and eat that, or maybe I'll put some tuna or some chicken in there, grilled chicken, never fried. There's lots of tricks you can use to make delicious food that'll help you lose weight. And the main thing is portions and moving your body. Get on the treadmill, walk fast. You don't have to run, walk fast for 30 minutes every day and eat less portions of healthier food. It's not a hard concept. And last time I did it, I dropped 16, 17 pounds or something like that. Yeah. But those, like we were talking at one last year, what are those called when you, what they say your ideal weight should be? DTI, body index thing. They'd say a man of my size, 5'7", should be and a man, I'm going to be 44 years old March. That's 5'7", should be 155 to 160 pounds. I don't think so. No, sir. um, Kale is nice, man. You used to be my fish kale as part of I did. Yeah, and that's the other thing because you get kale in a massive bag, and I like kale. It's a hardy superfood green leafy plant, and you can feed it to your fish too. That's a good point, Webbs. I'm getting fat as well. I started walking the dogs in the evenings with my wife, and the weather's been nice so it's been very pleasurable. That way, you get some nature and exercise. Yeah, get some fresh air, exercise. It's ridiculous. So, I mean, we all do it. We all get lazy. Last thing you want to do after coming home from a day's work is exercise. But once you get past that point and you get used to it and it becomes an everyday thing, it's easier and easier to do. And actually, you feel better about it. You feel better physically and you feel better about yourself mentally because you're also just feeling better. Everything works better when you exercise. Even exercising 20, 30 minutes a day, like Kyle said he's doing, taking a walk, it reduces health issues. It reduces cholesterol. You can reduce heart problems. It's 100% beneficial, and we all should be doing it every day. Oh God, you see this right here? The way that was sitting down there, I thought it was a freaking spider. I was about to go get the pew pew. Um, Tim says I'm supposed to be 150 to 160, but hold 135. Definitely live with my nickname. Yeah, Slim, you're one of them guys that got a high metabolism, and you can eat cake, 4 pizzas, 6 double whoppers, and still be good, bro. I hate you. Says you're still young, but I'll be 68 tomorrow. 68 tomorrow for Cecil. Well, happy early birthday, Cecil. Happy early birthday, my friend. 68. Yeah. Nah, you don't have to make crap up, Cecil. We know you're not going to be 68. I'll be 52 at the beginning of March. Oh, neat. So your birthday's in March as well. I turned 40 this year, Cecil. Very cool. I feel so much better just after a couple of days. It's amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, pop too. Stop drinking soda, pop, whatever you call it. It's garbage. High fructose corn syrup and sugar in a fucking can. Sorry. Pop is freaking garbage. The only thing I drink is water, tea, and coffee. That's it. Oh, and the body armors. I do like them body armors. They're good for you, though. Yep. See, so I just turned 66 on the 14th of February. Okay. So Cecil's older than Scotty by a couple of years. Many say it's a blessing, but I say it's a curse. Isn't that funny? You know, everybody says, man, I'd like to be like that person, but that person that's like that says, no, you don't. I'd like to be like you where I can gain more weight. It just seems like no one's ever happy with what they have. Be happy with who you are. If you're generally healthy, you're living a decent life. You're blessed with family. You're blessed with some things you want and some things you need with a roof over your head. Just be happy with what you got and maintain it. Just like the generators, maintain your body. You sit around too much. We've all, with social media and all this stuff that come about, it's very simple to easy to sit around and lay around and do nothing. So you got get up, move your body, maintain you like you maintain your car. You'll be good to go. Like my breakfast this morning was egg whites and green peppers and onions, and it's it. I didn't put no salt. I didn't put no pepper on it. I just didn't put it on bread. I didn't make a sandwich and add mayonnaise. I just ate it like it was on a plate, and it was delicious. You can get away from. I don't use mayonnaise anymore. If I'm making a sandwich and I don't feel like a dry sandwich, I'll use hummus. There's a lot of hummuses out there, by far better for you than mayonnaise, a lot healthier, and they have pretty good taste, especially them smoky house ones. I like smoke flavored foods and meat. Happy belated B Day, Scotty, and happy early birthday, Cecil. That's right. Yeah. But getting back to the subject of the live stream, whatever works for you, whatever you can do, whatever situation works for you, do it. Don't wait till it's too late. Get yourself a generator, save for it. Get yourself, if a battery backup like Powell, make sure you guys look out for this video there, or this live stream that Powell is going to be doing later on. He's going to talk about this stuff. More great information we can get on this. I love them battery backups, sound amazing. And I'd like to see those for sure. Which kind of will be kind of like be good, because my live stream was about emergencies, things you can do in preparation, and it kind of bleeds into what Powell's going to do. So I guess it's a weekend of being prepared in emergencies and all the little. And Powell, he's very knowledgeable. He knows what he's talking about. He's going to have a lot of probably little gadgets he can show us, so you can see him firsthand. I'm just up here talking about stuff. He's going to probably be showing you some stuff. So put the two together, and you should be able to formulate a plan. And I'm sure you guys have already thought about it. I already have plans. Obviously, you guys do. It's not the first you're hearing about it. You're not stupid. You know what you're doing. It's just doing it. So hopefully, if anything, this live stream motivated you guys to say, yeah, you know what? I've waited long enough. I should have been prepared at this point and had something in line. And that's what it was all about. I seen that Benno chart. I said I was going to drop names, and I'm going to drop Benno chart name. I even left a comment on his latest video, and I told him straight on his video, Ben, you've been playing the game of fish keeping in life way too long to get caught like this with your pants down. I'm gonna need you to tighten it up and have the report on my desk tomorrow with the inventory showing that you're prepared. And he laughed about it, and you guys know me. 90% of what I say is just for fun and a joke, but it's same sense. It was kind of serious. I mean, that man's over 70 years old, and he's been keeping fish for most of this time. You're not prepared by now? He's got a generator, and then you can look at situations like KG Tropical, where he was 100% prepared. He was ready for this thing. But unfortunately, he has such an old building that the cold air got in there anyways, and that's why he had a loss. But he was prepared. But in his case, what I would have done, and at the time he was bummed out, and I wasn't going to mention it. Last thing he needed was another opinion. But then again, if you share this stuff online, you're suscepting yourself to opinions. And what I would have said, well, if I knew my building was leaky like that, even though I was prepared, that heater running, I would have probably got me a bunch of moving blankets, because he put heaters in the tanks, right? He could have put heaters in the tanks running off generators. He also could have put one or two of them kerosene heaters in there that run the cleaner fuel like Aquarium Domain did. You could put moving blankets over your tanks to block the wind from hitting them. There's other things you could have done. Using your head, thinking ahead, being prepared. There's a solution to every problem. It's how far you want to go with it. But I think I'm going to cut this live stream just a little bit short this Saturday. They usually go an hour. Yes, kerosene heaters are absolutely fantastic, Scotty. Especially if you get that K1 fuel. They're very efficient. They work very well. Jesse, if a fish room caught fire, how bad would it be, and what would you put in place to stop a disaster like that from happening? It's something I thought about all the time. I think about fires in your house all the time. I think any homeowner does. You need to have fire extinguishers handy, regardless of the situation. If, in my case, my fish room's in my garage. If a fire started blazing in here, obviously, I wouldn't imagine the powder from a fire extinguisher would be good for the fish in the water. But I would much rather keep that disaster out here than it spread to the whole house. So you need to have fire extinguishers, and then I would figure out what was the cause of the fire and eliminate the problem. It's always best to fix a problem at the root, not band-aids, right? So I'd have to figure out what caused it, eliminate the issue. Always keep fire extinguishers on hand. Um, Sometimes you got to sacrifice for the better good. If I had to sacrifice these fish with a fire extinguisher to save the whole house, you bet your butt I got to do it. It is what it is. It's only common sense. Hey, Tommy, good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. But I am going to go ahead and cut this live stream a little bit short. I usually go an hour, but I got a lot of stuff to do today. It's supposed to be raining all weekend. I need to go to Lowe's and get some supplies, and that'll be that. So I'm going to jump off here. I certainly appreciate you guys coming in. It's been a fantastic live stream. You're the best. I always look forward to you guys coming in and hanging out with me. This one's been a great one, and I will catch you guys out in the field. You guys be safe. Have a good rest of your weekend, and I'm going to jump off. I wanted to go an hour, but it's been a great turnout, good crowd, but I got too many things to do. So I'll catch you on the flip side. Thanks for coming. Thanks for bringing everything and talking and chatting. It's been a great one. You guys stay fired up, says Tim.